Today I'll be sharing with you dolls my feminine fragrance collection. I feel like I have a good assortment here. Fresh floral, gourmand, romantic ones, a bit more musky. I think it's just so important for all of us ladies to kind of have our own signature fragrance, a fragrance that just smells like you, having that signature scent. So I hope that this video either gives you dolls like a good review of a fragrance that you're curious about or introduces you to a new one. I'll do like a little mini overview review of each fragrance in my blog post. I'll pinpoint how long does the fragrance last and all of those fun important details when it comes to purchasing a fragrance. So if you are new here, I post every week on femininity, elegance, and homemaking. Alright dolls, I will have the blog post linked down below, and let's go ahead and begin. Alright dolls, let's go ahead and start with my very first one. This one is kind of like my evening fragrance. It is Miss Dior Absolutely Blooming. I do prefer this one over Miss Dior Original. Top notes of this fragrance: pomegranate, raspberry, and black currant. And I noticed that typically if a fragrance has fruity notes, I love it. That is the main difference between the original Miss Dior and this one here. Middle notes: May Rose and Peony. And then the base of this one is the white musk. This definitely is not a grandma scent. It is more of a sexy romantic scent, but because it has those fruity top notes, just a dash of fun to it. If this one had to be an occasion, this fragrance in a bottle, so it's like a romantic adventure in Paris. If I honestly had to think of a movie, ooh, this is different. I would say Roman Holiday. I feel like, okay, that's not Paris. I wouldn't wear this as a daily fragrance unless I was going very light-handed with it. The regular Miss Dior is a bit more powdery, I will say, than this one. I know some people are like, oh, household name, Chanel, Dior. I have personally never met someone wearing the same fragrance as me at the same time. I feel like even though, you know, everyone wants a unique fragrance, this and that, it's like, it's unique to you. Next, we have our Jo Malone London Peony and Blush Suede Cologne. Opening, it's bright, it's fresh, it has a bit of that citrus note. Top note is red apple, which actually surprised me. I feel like this is a perfect year-round, everyday, daily fragrance. It's not overpowering and it's not too bright and light where it's only a daily fragrance. It has this smoothness to it and this softness in it and the dry down that really surprised me. That's what truly makes it a bit more pillow talk acceptable for us ladies. It just intermingles with the floral notes so beautifully. The way that the peony and the jasmine, and then of course it has rose and carnation in there, and I just love that. It just makes it so everyday friendly, but because it has the base note of suede, that's the smoothness that you get in the dry down. It's not going to turn heads in an offensive way, right? Where it's like, ooh, you know what I mean? It's a people pleaser, but it's unique enough to where it kind of adds value into your fragrance collection. This is a fragrance for all ages. Fragrance here, it is Equinox Bloom by Penhaligons, and this one wins best packaging. You have to make room for one Penhaligons perfume solely based off of the packaging. It's adorable. Like I just had to. Okay, I had to. This is kind of what kind of encouraged me to start thinking of fragrances as a little special occasion, a special event. And that's because this fragrance here is literally afternoon tea in a bottle. This is afternoon tea out in the garden. Beautiful, beautiful spring summer fragrance. I spray this one on those type of days to where I'm kind of feeling those little winter blues. So this one here, even though it's definitely spring summer, it's still appropriate. It's not tropical. Top notes are neroli, hortensia, and violet leaf. Middle notes: jasmine, sambac, frangipani, and orange blossom. Base notes, brown sugar. That's where we get that little bit of sweetness, right? At tea parties, at the top of the tier, we have the little desserts there. Macaron, petite fausse. That's the dry down of this one. It's not such a strong, sweet dry down though, okay? There's also ambroxan and CM benzoin. Now, those other two ones, I'm like, okay, what is that? I really don't know what that is. The opening of this one definitely gets everything at once. Typically with openings like with the peony and blush suede, oh my gosh, the peony and blush suede, you can immediately smell the fresh red apple. As it starts to dry down, you'll get all of the other notes along with it. But with this one, it's just all at once. There is the brown sugar, we have the orange blossom mixed in with the other florals. It's just a perfect merriment of each note in the opening. You are consistently getting a bit more of the floral notes as it dries down, in my opinion. Penhaligons, it is a British owned company, and they've been open since the 1900s, and I was definitely intrigued about that. And of course, right, I'm buying from a British perfumery. I want it to smell like something that is, you know, well known over there, and that's afternoon tea. Let's move on to a cute little mini. I'm really wanting to purchase this one full size next. This is called Vanilla Diorama. Dior describes this one as warm, round, and opulent, and that's exactly what this one is. Really rich fragrance that's not overpowering. I wear this fragrance daytime, I can wear it on vacation, and I can also wear it date night. There's something about a good vanilla fragrance, and Dior just does it here. It's vanilla, but it's not boring. There's something about this fragrance that reminds me of alcohol. Now, do not be scared away, do not run away, hear me out. And I'm not talking about wine, okay? There was something in here. Typically, if we're like, oh, alcohol, it smells like men or something like that. I'm not a drinker, I'm not obsessed with like alcohol or anything like that, but there's something to it. When I first smelled this one, I did not look up the actual notes for it. I was just like, oh wow, this one actually smells really good. So once I looked up the notes for it, I was like, that's what it was, dearie. Top notes, pink pepper, orange, lemon. In the opening, those top notes are not abundant to me. I smell it intermingled in there, okay? It's not the star of the show. It's called Vanilla Diorama for a reason, right? Middle notes, rum, cardamom, and cacao. It is such a unique fragrance. It's not just a straight up vanilla fragrance to where it's like boring. Sometimes it's just hard to find a special one. The fact that it has the cacao in there and there's the rum, and the rum again, it's not overpowering, and you don't know, Dominican princess here, that little bit of rum, heritage. No, I'm kidding. In the base notes, the dry down, we have bourbon vanilla. There we go, right? We have sandalwood and patchouli in there too. The citrus notes, those top notes, but it balances out all of these very smooth and kind of like strong notes of the rum and the bourbon vanilla in there. The dry down of this isn't even like a strong masculine dry down, like another one that I'm going to share with you dolls. It's not woody, it's not musky. This is just like the perfect little vanilla cocktail. It's just alluring. I love that about it. It's sexy, it's alluring, but it's sweet. It has like, it's just everything a vanilla fragrance is supposed to be. Sally dolls, you may recognize this one here from my previous housewife diary vlog. You dolls know I love vintage things. I unboxed this and filled this up with my everyday fragrance, and I was absolutely in love with it. And the reason why I haven't told you dolls what fragrance is in here is because I forgot. I always see like these little vintage bottles on Etsy. Take one of these and put the fragrance inside of here. My mom loved that idea, and she ended up purchasing one of these and filling up some of her little body sprays. And then you open up your body spray and you just pour it through the funnel and it fills up here. I have it in the vlog. I'll link the vlog down below if you haven't seen. I'll have the bottle linked down below. because it's gorgeous and it's cost effective. Especially with these other fragrances, you don't want to have it in where it's very humid in a bathroom because you're taking a shower, or it's directly in the sun because it can really affect the actual perfume. But this is a body spray, okay? So I can have this in the bathroom, I can have it in front of the window, I can have it here in my vanity, I can have it in the kitchen, okay? I can put it wherever I want because it's a body spray. This here is like my coming of age perfume. Like, this was kind of like the first perfume that captivated my interest. This is called Prada Candy Gloss. I will say it is definitely a more so seasonal fragrance. It's feminine, it's fun. This is a variation of the original Prada Candy. They have an eau de parfum. This is an eau de toilette. Top notes, sour cherry and cases. I believe that's how you pronounce it. That's the top notes. Middle notes, peach, rose, and orange blossom. Base notes, it's vanilla, almond, benzoin, heliotrope, and musk. So initially you definitely get those fruity notes of the peach and the sour cherry. Dry down, you do smell more of the vanilla. I do get a bit of that almond there in the opening too, and throughout the rose there, and then the orange blossom. It's not very strong. It's not like a very floral fruity fragrance. Is definitely more so of a fruity sweet fragrance with a hint of those floral notes. And I will say this is a bit more of a sophisticated fruity fragrance. If I could think of like a fun era for this fragrance, kind of like those little handbags that has your initial on it. I remember I had one. It was red, baby pink piping, and it had a little E on it for ebony. It's like that era. That's what this one would be. I'm afraid to run out of this. Like, I think I will end up buying like a minier, a smaller version, but I don't want this fragrance to go away. I've already shared this fragrance with you dolls in my feminine loungewear and lingerie haul. This is a Dossier fragrance that they sent me a couple months ago. This fragrance is called Caramelized Lavender and Hazelnut. Top notes is salted caramelized hazelnut accord, and then the middle notes lavender, violet, orange flower. Base notes are patchouli, vetiver, suede, and ambroxan. There's the warmth and the smoothness in there, and it complements the lavender so well. It's either a morning fragrance, or I just favor this as a nighttime fragrance. It is a soft, relaxing nighttime in fragrance. I described it better in that video, and that's because it has the lavender in there. If you don't apply fragrances at nighttime, you should definitely consider it, because there's just something, it's a part of like the full nighttime routine, okay? The lavender is still the star of the show, it's the lead singer, and then the hazelnut is in there, pairs so well with the caramelized part of the lavender, because it gives it also like this warm, comforting feeling. You could definitely wear this one out, but I'm having a hard time disassociating lavender from evening relaxing things, so maybe that's just me. Okay, we have our last one here, dolls. This is Gentle Fluidity Gold. Everyone loves Baccarat Rouge 540. That's one of the unisex fragrances to where I'm just like, I don't like that fragrance. I like it on men, I don't like it on me, and I don't particularly see it as a feminine fragrance. I know some women love that fragrance, and a lot of women say it smells like money, but to me, like, I don't know, it's just not my jive. There's just something about it. But this one is, okay, it's much more feminine to me. It's not very masculine. I will say the dry down, it's definitely grown sexy lady. I feel like this is a bit more so of an evening fragrance compared to the Dior one. Automatically vanilla notes. This fragrance has vanilla, amber, juniper berries. This one does have woodsy notes. It has nutmeg, musk, coriander. The Dior one is sweeter, it's smoother, it's a bit softer, but this one here, it's a bit sexier. I think because it has a bit more so of those woodsy notes in there in the dry down, not throughout. The woodsy with the musk, it makes for a really great year-round fragrance, but very nice during the fall and winter season. The vanilla with the juniper berries, it balances off those more stronger base notes. I feel like 540 is like the classic flap, and then this one here is the Cali. It's not the Birkin, but it's the Cali. So it's just kind of like, oh, like, let's imagine date night. Oh my gosh, imagine cruise, date night, and you're on a cruise. You're wearing a beautiful black silk dress, night sky, and it's just beautiful. That's what I see this as. I think we have it all. That's my fragrance collection. I'm not going to talk for the rest of the night, okay? But I hope that you guys enjoyed. I hope that this gives you some inspiration to find your own favorite signature fragrance, your favorite seasonal fragrances. Honestly, I recommend all of these. I feel like they are perfect for any type of feminine woman. I'll share with you also what I think are like my most unique fragrances out of this bunch here. Tell me what your signature fragrance is. What's your scent profile? What type of notes do you gravitate towards? Are you more of a sweet, gourmand, more floral, more powdery, more woodsy? Let me know if you also want more fragrance videos. I do have a wish list and I do have recommendations. So leave me a comment down below if you guys want more fragrance videos. Pretty much unbox majority of these fragrances in my previous doll vlogs and my diary vlogs, so I'll link a couple of those vlogs down below. Don't forget, in the blog post I will have wear time and a mini review and overview of all of the notes and links to all of these fragrances here. So share with me either your favorite fragrance, your signature fragrance, one that's on your wish list, and your opinions about any of these. Okay, dolls, thank you so much for joining me, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye, dolls. Ooh, that was different, wasn't it? Bye, doll. Alright, I forgot to say subscribe to me down below, okay? Subscribe. Alright, bye, dolls.